Hey guys. Wow, I'm cold. I just met with a buddy of mine and we were sitting outside at a table, I don't know, for a little over an hour. So I'm cold. Well, I mean, my body doesn't usually get cold, but my ears, my nose, my fingers, my toes, those all get cold. And I was like, I didn't notice how cold my knees were. We were sitting at a table, right? I didn't notice how cold my knees were until I started to get up, and then I was like, holy cow, my knees are frozen. How am I going to move? Anyways, really great to see you, Spence. I appreciate your time. But I had something to say, you guys. First of all, welcome to Wait a Minute. My videos, my thoughts, and I'm sharing them with y'all. So, I just wanted to say some things, like something was brought to my attention today, and I just love the way it was said, and I'm probably going to murder it because I know I'm not saying it exactly right, but you know how churches today, mostly churches, but not just churches, people out, wherever, they judge really harshly when somebody makes a mistake. They judge really harshly when somebody's struggling with something. And it's not like you're trying to judge people necessarily. It's that you may know what living right is. You may know what the thing you're supposed to do is. And if somebody's not doing your idea of what's right, it's easy to fall into that that place where you're, well, they're this, or I don't, I love those people, but they are this, or they do that. And it's, in a lot of ways, it's become like almost a religious thing where you're supposed to look down on people that aren't as good as you. And yeah, I'm using that loosely because we all know how that goes. But I'm saying it like this because I don't know, I'm still processing. We were just talking about it. So my friend was talking about somebody, and he said that somebody was a believer who struggles. And that, like, totally, like, sent off flares in my head. Like, I mean, like, I believe that, but it never really, like, really, clinched in my head until just then when he said that, there's a lot of people who people judge harshly, but they are believers. They just struggle. And, some people will struggle forever. I mean, I've known people my whole life that are still struggling. And I don't mean, we all struggle, but I'm talking about extra, obvious struggles, like drug addictions, violent tempers, just different things that you struggle with daily, Like you get up in the morning and the first thing that you think is, I need a drink or something like that. And to that effect, someone that struggles really heavily about something or with something. Anyways, and I thought about that. I know a lot of people who I've thought for many years, myself now, I'm saying me, I've seen people that I judge them, not like judging them, like condemning them, but I judge them based on my knowledge of them, what their situation is. And a lot of times when somebody's doing things that I think are wrong, I immediately assume that they're not a Christian because they do things that are wrong. And this goes for non-Christians as well, that when you look at somebody, you see somebody making a mistake, you write them off, Well, it's not like I try to write people off, but in my head, I automatically put them in a category. And a lot of times those people I put in a category are believers who struggle. Believers with struggles. I think that's amazing that, number one, that people really do that, because I'm not that guy. I mean, I don't usually have I have a heart for people. I don't usually have a judgmental bone in my body as far as condemning somebody, but oftentimes I'll size somebody up based on the way they behave or whatever. But today that hit home to me. That was really something that I don't know. It made me think a lot. A believer who struggles, a believer with struggles, and I know a lot of people like that, and of those people, if you're identifying with what I'm saying right now, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for myself, and I'm sorry for other people who maybe have not accepted you as you are, maybe have not given you a chance because they think that they write you off. I apologize, I really do. But here's the deal. I love everybody. I love the people who have categorized people, and I love people who are believers who with struggles. I say that wrong every time, but that's okay. I get it, I do, and I understand, and I don't know. It made so much sense when I heard it today that it just kind of like a spanking from Jesus. As I heard once a long time ago, we were listening to this, I don't know, some late night radio gospel preacher, and we were down in the South somewhere, and this real hillbilly woman, older woman, was preaching, and her whole message was, there ain't nothing worse than a whipping from the Lord. And I've never forgot that. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it sounds. It wasn't like she was saying, God's mean and everything, but she's talking about how when God corrects you, and there ain't nothing worse than a whooping from the Lord. So cool. Anyway, so I'm kind of getting a whooping from the Lord right now, even based on, I never really thought about how someone can still be a believer and struggle with something major. I think about it when I'm doing something wrong. I think, I'm a Christian. I'm having a hard time, and I really need your help, Jesus, and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't even think about that when I'm thinking about somebody else. I'm kind of size them up in my head, and I realize that they're struggling with something, but I don't say they're a believer who struggles. I say, I want them to get saved, or I want them to come to know Jesus, or I want them to come back to Jesus. And truth is, they may already be with Jesus. They have a struggle that they have to deal with, and they're working on that thing. Or maybe they're not working on that thing. Maybe they're struggling, and they're going further and further out. It could be that. Either way, I'm not doing this justice. Not sure I'm even going to post this video, but it's still fresh on my mind, so I just wanted to make sure I said it. But I may do a little bit more on this in a different video, but be careful how you feel about people. Be careful what you think about people, because a lot of them they're not any worse than you are. We all have struggles. We all have, like, addictions, for example. We all have addictions. I, for one, I consider myself a food addict, or at least I was, where I ate for all reasons. I ate because I was sad. I ate because I was happy. I ate, there's a social thing. I ate by myself. I ate in my room late at night. Food was something that I ate just because I wanted to, not because I was hungry. And sometimes I'd be completely full and get up from the table and start looking for a snack. It's weird. But we all have addictions. And, there's people with porn addictions. I heard somewhere, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard somewhere recently that porn is more addictive than cocaine. That the psychologically or whatever else, I don't know. But the porn addiction, the hold it has on you is supposed to be more addictive than cocaine. And I can believe that, because a lot of people struggle with porn. A lot of people struggle with, alcohol and drugs and whatever. But it's not just those substances. There's a lot of things that people struggle with. And so, if you can look at it that way, you can see clearly where you could be a believer who struggles. Because who knows what your addiction is? Who knows what your issue is? What your problem is? And I think I have several of those red flags, and I'm a believer who struggles. And hopefully me and Jesus can make it, and work things out when things arise and whatever else. And but having struggles is not shameful. You don't have to be ashamed of your struggles. How you respond to those struggles is the thing that matters. If you got a struggle, deal with it. If you need help, ask somebody, talk to somebody, pray. And I love you guys. If you need me, hit me up. Okay? See you. Bye.